Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, man, we just had to produce a show. I know it's Sunday. I know we don't produce content on Sunday, but today we just had to do it. So, please make sure you stick around and like the video if you haven't already. Let me get into this topic here. I won't lie to you guys. I got a lot of frustration with the Clippers and what these guys are doing as a group. As y'all know, the Clippers are one of the teams in the bottom of the Western Conference in terms of teams that are fighting to either remain in the playoff picture or stay out of the play-in tournament. Clippers are one of those teams. Now, let me tell you where my frustration is coming from. The Clippers have one of the most talented teams in the entire NBA. They have arguably the deepest roster in the entire league. Arguably. They have some of the highest paid players in the NBA. But for whatever reason, the Clippers seem to have this kind of laissez-faire attitude towards basketball competition and the season. They're like, oh, no, you know what? We'll sit players here. We'll rest players there. We'll punt on games here. We'll win those games there. We'll just kind of coast along. We'll just kind of just hover around the 500 mark, and we're going to be just fine. Because you know what? We're so good. We're going to make it into the playoffs no matter what. In the past, I have expressed my frustrations about this team on the channel, and some staunch Clippers supporters felt the type of way. Like, oh, no. I'm not one of those type of support. I'm gonna talk. I'm going to talk if I see something that I don't like. I'm going to talk. And I do not like what I've been seeing with this team. Let me just explain to you guys what this team has been doing. The Clippers, going into last night's game, had 4 games left in the regular season. I want you guys to follow this. 2 games prior, Kawhi Leonard didn't play the game. Get this, for personal reasons. No one knows why. Westbrook said he found out about it right before tip-off. They play the game, and they get an improbable victory. Russell Westbrook plays excellent basketball. One would have thought that the thought process would be try to win every single game on the calendar that's remaining in the season, and then we'll try to find our way to make the best out of whatever matchup we find at the end of the season, rather than start punting on games to try to figure out the proper seeding, so therefore we can get the best matchup in round 1. You do that when you're secured either a 1 to 5 seed. You don't do that when you're jeopardizing going into the play-in tournament. The Clippers punted on that game. I mean, they won the game with Westbrook. Then the very next game, Kawhi Leonard only plays the first half, something I have never seen in 20 years of basketball, where a basketball player plays the first half and doesn't play the second half. And from what I heard was, the reason they decided to do that was because they wanted him to be able to play back-to-back. Well, apparently, that decision did not sit well with head coach Tyronn Lue. And after the game, he was interviewed, as coaches normally do after games. And when they asked him about Kawhi Leonard sitting, you could hear the frustration in his voice, and he was like, just piss off with that question. So for those of you who didn't hear that, we're going to put the image up because we don't have the video. We're going to show you exactly what Tyronn Lue had to say, and then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to that.
Man, he already discussed it. I'm not talking about it no more. He already discussed it, man. I thought our turnovers, in that second quarter, and then, also, not be able to get stops defensively. Like, they were able to score easily at will. And a lot of them off our mistakes, just turning the basketball over, inbound the ball, rebound the ball, turn it over, they're getting layups and dunks. And so we didn't do a good job with that and handling that. And so they was able to get back in the game. But, we still had a great opportunity. Like, we was only down 4 at halftime, and they're a good team. They're not number 2 team in the West for no reason. And so we just had to keep our composure and continue to keep playing. And so we knew they was going to make a run. We didn't know it was going to be that fast. But, we put ourselves in a good position. We just didn't do a good job of just finishing the game, taking care of the basketball, taking good shots. I got to go back and watch it. But I thought a few times over penetrated, didn't make the right pass. I thought our turnovers really hurt us, and then we didn't make some shots as well. So those three things together, a bad combination.
So you heard Tyronn Lue's reaction. He was cursing under his breath. The man was cursing under his breath. It tells me that he had no intention going into that game to lose it. The head coach had zero intention of losing that game. Why would you want to lose when you're in jeopardy of going into the play-in tournament, which increases your chances of being knocked out of the play? Who would want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Like, I don't get the game. Now, some people are saying, well, they're trying to angle to get the Sacramento Kings and all of that. Are we sure the Clippers will win against the Sacramento Kings if they get them? Are we sure about that? The fact of the matter is, no matter who you play in the first round of the Western Conference, they're going to be a tough team. You're not going to dodge one team to go play an easier team. You're going to play tough teams. So what happens last night? And I just totally lost it. I'm watching the game. And as the Clippers are playing this game and again, I couldn't just help but think of I was just so frustrated that this team found itself in this position. So here's what happened. They lose the game to Memphis because they punted on that game. People were talking, oh, Westbrook didn't play well. Obviously, he's not going to play well, and the rest of the team is not going to play well. When you have the best player on, when you have their best player play one half and in the second half he doesn't play, it messes up the entire chemistry of the team. It's unheard of. Then you go into yesterday's game. They're playing well, and I just could not help thinking to myself watching that game, why are the Clippers even in this position? Why are they even in this position? Had you focused on winning the game before, you wouldn't be in this position now. I don't get it. I don't get it with this team. I don't get it with this team. They then drop that game. Kawhi scores 40. Who cares? They lost. I'm not one of those fans that gets happy when my favorite player puts up big points, but then loses. Who cares? So what? He could have had 60. They still lost. Who cares? I don't care. I'm not that type of fan. It's like, oh, well, he had big numbers, but he lost. He lost. He puts up 40. They lose. Now they find themselves in a dogfight where they have to win every single game remaining on the calendar. They have the Portland Trailblazers, who've been knocked out of the playoffs. I think the next game they play is against the Lakers, who are desperate to make it into the playoffs. And then the last team they play against is the Phoenix Suns. I don't know what to say about this team no more, man. You know what? It is very difficult to root for this garbage. That's what it is. And I can only imagine people that pay money to go to basketball games to see this type of nonsense. It is unbelievable. The Clippers right now, if we look at the NBA standings, the Clippers in the Western Conference right now are the number 6 seed. Get this. Their next opponent, if I'm not mistaken, is the LA Lakers. The Lakers are the number 7 seed, number 8 seed. But the Lakers and the Clippers are tied in losses. So, if the Clippers play the Lakers and they lose, they will drop even further in the standings potentially. So they have to win that game. Well, both teams have to win that game, but the Clippers have to. And the fact that they find themselves in this particular predicament is what is infuriating. Because there were a lot of games that the Clippers could have won if they weren't busy load managing. And I gotta say it, look what all the load management has got you. Fighting to make it, to stay out of the play-in tournament. What a strategy, bravo. What a strategy. Way to focus on winning. I'm just disgusted. I'm not saying that I'm done, because maybe in the next week, everything could go fine. They can make it into the playoffs, whatever. But in real time, this is extremely frustrating. Extremely. I stopped watching the second half of the other game when he walked. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this BS. Why am I watching? What am I watching here? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Catch you on the next one. Peace.